I was gifted Clair Obscur Expedition 33, the day of the Game Awards. And yes, there will be spoilers in this video. It will be my first impressions, so don't worry. It's not like the entire game or something. I haven't finished it yet. I've only played like basically an hour and almost 2 hours, basically, almost 2 hours. And I just want to give my first impressions of the game. So it's not going to spoil too much. Um, but I will say this game was surprisingly good. I was very skeptical. I was like, okay, so it's just like an overhyped game? Dude, I kid you not. When I turned on the game, the title screen had me almost in tears. That song was so good. And my earphones are not that good right now, but holy moly, that was the most crisp audio I've ever heard. Of that singing from that lady, I don't know who it is, but they are so talented. That music is so good. Almost brought me to tears. And I'm not even trying to exaggerate. It was that good. The title screen, when a title screen is that good, you gotta play the game. I checked the settings for a little bit, headed on down and started the game. Started the game was pretty good. It's about a guy named Gustav. And he's hanging out with his friend Maelle, Maelle. And they're just, they have some very, very unique personalities. Maelle especially. Sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. Maelle. I'm just gonna call her Maelle. Uh, yeah, she's a very upbeat kind of girl. Not even that old either. And yeah, she seems like she wants to go on this expedition, and like really badly, despite it not being her turn. And it's Gustav's turn to go, for example. Gustav is one of the main characters of the entire game, and he's really cool. I honestly like him. I like his personality and how I think it's gonna be one of those personalities that grows on you. And he's a character that's going to grow from his personality, because right now he seems like I'm sure he's very pessimistic right now because of what's going on in that game. There's also other characters that were introduced, such as Sophie, who again, spoilers, heavy spoilers, okay? If you haven't played and you don't want any spoilers, do not watch. But Sophie is a character who I guess didn't go on the expedition last year, because the game, this is how it works. There's like this this, I guess, final boss, I'm assuming, named the Paintress, and she is just, for some reason, every year she just kills people who are a specific, I'm assuming a specific age, depending on the number on this like thing, on this like pillar. And if you're around, if you're that age, and let's say you're 42 years old, right? And then the expedition thing, the pillar, it says 42. Well, once it turns to 41, you're basically dead. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's a pretty interesting aspect to the game, that it has this like year thing. Kind of reminds me of this anime called The Plunderer, where if you have this number on you, and if it turns to 0, you basically are gone. It's kind of like that. So that's what's going on with this game. That's what the story is. And apparently it was Sophie's turn to go because she was age 33, I believe. So, oh wait, yeah, she was age 33, and it's Expedition 34. By the way, it was Expedition 34. It was 34 the day of when she was 33. So when it changes to 33, I guess anybody who's that age goes poof. I'm assuming. I'm just assuming. But it seems like that way. It seems that way. So it looks like people are getting younger and younger because there's no really, I don't think I've seen any old people there from what I saw. I don't think there's anybody old. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, Sophie, unfortunately, was Gustav's, ex-girlfriend, I guess. And yeah, she ended up getting killed with a lot of other people. And Gustav had to see that. And it was just so tragic. It almost made me go to tears as well because I just met the character. It was kind of sad. Made me cry. Not really. I didn't cry, but holy moly, I could have. It was that crazy because I was like, dang, we just met the character, man. Like, she looked like she was about to be like a main character. And then she went poof. Like, it was just like, dang, we just met you. And, you know, we were getting to know, like, the character and things like that. It's kind of sad. And then, of course, Gustav is not happy about it. And we start to feel that. Like, we feel his, you know... The thing I like about this game already is that we feel the characters, like that's hard to do with these games nowadays. These AAA games especially, good, they don't know how to do it. But this indie game... also, apparently, it was developed by 33 people. 33 people made this game. I think that's why it's called Expedition 33. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's upsetting. It sucks. But he had to move on. And he had to go on an expedition himself. The gameplay overall, the core mechanic. Another thing I want to talk about is the quality of life that it has. Brother, you move so fast in this game. The movement is so fast. Like when you're like traveling and stuff, because this game has like an open world type of aspect. Bro, you are running so quick. It is so fun to move in this game. It feels like you're freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. That's how fast you're moving. So I like games like that where you're not just feeling slow paced like a little turtle, like Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 16. You feel really sluggish until you, of course, get a mount. You're a little bit faster, or like some, like quick jumping and all that. But yeah, other than that, like I like this fast pace in the game. They obviously know how to please their audience. Just make it quick. The overall open world aspect is cool. There's a lot of people to talk to in the places. Again, I'm only in the beginning of the game. We ended up going on the actual expedition after a speech from the Gustav's sister. Unfortunately, I forgot her name. I'm sorry. I feel bad for forgetting. But other than that, there's other characters that were introduced, like for the the expedition characters. Unfortunately, majority of them got cooked at the start of the expedition. Only a few remain, and I don't know how many, but there's only Gustav and Loon, another character that seems very important. They both created a lot of things together. A lot of technology that is going to help them with the expedition. But unfortunately, when they got there, they got destroyed. They got annihilated by this random guy from a different expedition. It's like some survivor from some other expedition. He was really old and everybody was wondering like, how is he still alive? And then boom, like all of a sudden they're all just getting annihilated by these monsters. And like it just took them by surprise. Gustav is he's so shocked about his whole team, just, that he was just hanging out with, that he was drinking with, just having a good time with. They all just went poof, like all of them got cooked, and he's just sitting there in awe, just like, what's going on? And I don't know how he survived, but he survived and was able to keep going. Like, out of nowhere, he just, like, he went from, like, he fainted. I think he got beat up a little bit, and then he fainted, and he came back to life. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if he came back to life or he just somehow got lucky that he didn't die. And yeah, he was about to off himself. Like, literally, he's about to just go bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? But Loon saved him and motivated him a little bit to keep going. And they had to fight real quick. So it was pretty uplifting way to bring Gustav back and to give him some hope. It takes a lot to give hope. But yeah, now you start with the two characters, Loon and Gustav. That's like basically your current main characters, and we don't even know where Mael is, or Mael. We don't even know where she is. She was with them, and she just disappeared. So we don't know where she is either. But I think she's going to be still alive. Personally, I think she is. But the combat is really good. By the way, I didn't even mention the combat. That's how much like things are in this game. The combat is really good. It reminds me a little bit of like Dark Souls, but it's turn-based. It also reminds me of Legend of Dragoon and whatever other game this game derived from, or tried to, like, utilize mechanics from. I forgot what the game was called that they said they did. Excuse me. If you know it, though, let me know in the comments. Would love to know. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of Legend of Dragoon, where you kind of time your attacks, your skills and things like that. And you have a parry system, you have a dodging system during the fight of real time. Kind of also reminds me of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, if you've ever played that. Excuse me. If you've ever played that, you kind of know what I mean. It's real time strategy where you press buttons during moves. I like the idea, honestly. Games like that are always really fun. Super Mario RPG does this as well. And yeah, it makes the game really, really intuitive. It doesn't feel like you're just doing nothing. Not causing any shade to these like turn-based games where you do nothing but just press buttons, like press little menu buttons, and that's it. That's okay. It's not a big deal, but it is cool to see that there's some innovation here, and that they decided to go with that. Really, really fluid combat. The game looks beautiful, by the way. The fighting looks beautiful. And yeah, I can't wait to see more combat wise. I didn't see a lot, just a few different like move sets that these characters share. They have different unique styles that they bring to the table. Loon, for example, she has like elemental stuff. So like she's able to gather certain elements and then kind of mix them together as like her ultimate. And Gustav, he has like a gun and a sword. He's able to shoot. He's able to shoot, by the way, while his turn is happening. He can literally just aim and shoot at the weak point of the enemy. That's another thing that's interesting, is that you can aim at the weak point of the enemy while it's your turn. Like, literally, you don't even have to even do any attack or any skill. You can just aim and fire. It's so freaking cool. I like that. That's really nice as well. Another thing I want to kind of talk about is the skill system. So there's a system, sorry, not skill system. There's this system where you have equipment, and I think it's like, I forgot what they're called. I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments below what they're called. But yeah, these little things, these little trinkets, that you have, you can equip them, and they give you like skills, like abilities, and you can master the ability and take off the equipment and get the next. It kind of reminds me of Materia from Final Fantasy VII, I believe, does this too. And some other games do this too. Like Tales of Vesperia or whatever, like the Tales of games do this as well. Some of the Tales games. Where you get a skill from an item or a weapon, and you master the skill, and you can give it to another character and they can master it as well, and do the same and rinse and repeat, right? And then of course there's also a skill tree. And of course, another thing I like about this game is that you can build the character the way you want. I love games like that, where you can build a character the way you want. For example, I'm going to make Loon an agility freak. I'm going to give her as much agility as possible because she has to build stacks of her elements, and I think that would be a cool idea to give her agility, make her faster so she can keep getting stacks over and over really quickly. And I made Gustav an attack goat, basically just gave him a bunch of attack. So because he's like a guy who's all about charging up his overcharge ability, giving him a lot of like AP, to just like unleashing a crazy damaging attack. So I think I'm just gonna make him a damage peer. I'm just making pure damage. And that's a cool feature. And of course there's a skill tree where you get like even more skills, for unique skills for your character. So not only is there skills from like items that you get, there's also skills unique to the character as well that you get. So that's another thing that's so in-depth about this skill system that they have. There's so much to go through with this game. It's not just a simple game. This game has so much to offer. So that's why this game is Game of the Year. And that is my piece. That's all I have to say about this game because that's all I played. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, consider like, comment, and subscribing. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Meow.